Hello students, this is your science teacher Dipti Tamhankar from Adarsh Education Society. Today we will see chapter 4 Nutrition in Living Organisms part 2. Now students, first part of this lesson we have seen what is nutrients, what are the different mode of nutrition, how plants produce their own food and why the food is required as it gives us different nutrients, and these different nutrients are essential for the body's proper growth and development, body building, repairing. So these nutrients in living organisms produced by plants through photosynthesis process, but in animals, nutrition in animals, if we will see, then animals don't have chlorophyll, so they depend directly or indirectly on plants for their nutrition. Some animals eat plants directly and some animals eat plant indirectly. Okay, so nutrients are obtained from food, that you all know. All the life process run efficiently due to nutrients. The circulating blood supplies the nutrients to all the parts of the body in animals. For this purpose, the food is converted into soluble form by an elaborate process. So there is a process through which the food which is absorbed by the body or which is eaten by the body or animal who is eating that food, it gets absorbed and then it is converted into energy. Now there is a steps in nutrition. So what are those steps that we will see? Observe the slide. There are 5 steps: ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and egestion. Now what is ingestion? Ingestion means intake of food into the body. Digestion, conversion of complex food into simple soluble form. The food which is taken by the body, it is then converted, it is then digested. Okay, it is converted into simple soluble form. Then third steps is absorption. Now taking in of soluble nutrients into blood. Whatever soluble nutrients converted, it is all absorbed into the blood. Then fourth step is assimilation, production of energy through the absorbed nutrients. Whatever nutrients body or blood is absorbed, through that the energy production is done. Also carrying out growth and repair processes through nutrients, and at the same time growth and repairing process also done by this blood. Then last step is egestion, removal of undigested food and unwanted waste products from the body. In plant there is no other excretory system that we have seen, but in animal there is a excretory system to remove the undigested food or unwanted waste. The body don't require that waste material, so it is removed from the body, and that process is called as egestion. So these are the 5 basic steps of nutrition in animals. There are different types of nutrition in animals. Into that first one is holozoic nutrition. As you can observe the slide, into that amoeba, paramecium, euglena, all these are unicellular organism. Unicellular means single cell. So whatever life process, all life processes of nutrition occur into that same cell, right? There are no any different kind of system to digest the food and all. So everything is occur into that single cell. So that kind of nutrition is called as holozoic nutrition. In multicellular animals such as insects like cockroach, grasshopper and nibbling insects, they have jaw-like mouth part to ingest the food, through which they do the intaking of food. That is also a type of holozoic nutrition. Now other insects like butterflies. Butterflies have tube-like proboscis for sucking the food. Then mosquitoes, bed bugs, they have needle-like mouth part for piercing and a tube-like mouth part for sucking the blood and fluids. Student, observe the given picture. You all can see different kinds of animal over here, including human being also. Now are all the living things, these animals, are eating same kind of food? What do you think? No. Yes. What is yes? that the body structure of each and every animal is different. So their habitat, food habitat is also different. They have special digestive system to digest the food and absorb the nutrients. But the food type, what they eat, that we will see. According to it, there are different categories, or we can see classification as per their food requirement. So we'll see in next slide what is that classification. Animals with different food habits. There are 4 categories or 4 classification. First one is herbivorous. Animals that feed on plant matter such as grass, fruits, seeds, etc. are called as herbivorous animal. For example, grazing animals, granivorous. Gramnivorous are seed eaters and frugivorous are fruit eaters. The second category which you can observe in the slide, that is carnivorous. Animals that feed on other animals for their food. Carnivorous depend on herbivorous for their food and thus are indirectly dependent on plant matter for food. For example, animals feeding on herbivorous are called as predators. Animals that feed on insects are called insectivorous. The third category is omnivorous. Animals feeding on both plants and animals, for example, monkey, chimpanzee, human, etc. are called as omnivorous. And the fourth category we will see in the next slide. Fourth category is scavengers. Scavengers obtain their food from dead bodies of animals. For example, vulture, crow, hyena, etc. There is one more category according to the food type, that is decomposers. Now, some microbes decompose the dead and decaying organic matter and convert it back into inorganic compounds by decomposition process. Decomposers clean and conserve the environment while feeding. So, they are again important part of the environment. Decomposers like fungi, algae, microorganisms, insects and some worms. Saprozoic nutrition. The next type of nutrition is saprozoic nutrition. In saprozoic nutrition, animals decompose the dead and decaying organic matter and utilize it as the food. For example, the insects, unicellular animals, houseflies, ants, spiders. It is a mode of nutrition of an animal by absorption of dissolved salts and simple organic nutrients from surrounding medium. You learnt about Holozoic nutrition, Saprozoic nutrition. Another third part is parasitic nutrition. Have you seen small animals on the bodies of the animals like dogs and buffaloes? Which are those small animals? Yes, on the bodies of pet animals there are parasitic organisms like flea, ticks and mites. Sometimes leeches are also seen. And where do they get the nutrition? These parasites obtain blood from their host animal. So parasitic nutrition is seen in some animals. The dependent animal is said to be a parasitic, while the animal from which the parasite obtain the food is called a host. Parasite does not survive without a host. Therefore, it will not kill the host as in the case of prey and predator relationship. Parasites are mainly of two types, ectoparasites and endoparasites. Now, ectoparasitic nutrition. In this type of the parasites are seen living on the body surface of the host and obtaining food by sucking the blood or body juices. For example, louse, bedbug, tick, etc. In parasitic animals, second type is endoparasitic nutrition. In this type, the parasites live inside the body of a host. They consume the ready-made digested food from host. For example, tapeworm and roundworm, whipworm, hookworm, different kinds of worm obtain their nutrition with this type. This way we have learnt this lesson, nutrition in plants and animals. Thank you for watching.